Makakausap po natin ngayon, People's Budget Coalition Co-Convener AJ Montesa. AJ, magandang gabi sa'yo.
Magandang gabi, Pinky. Thanks for having us on the program.
Very welcome. Tinatawag po ng ilan na corruption-free ito, sabi ng Pangulo, sabi din ni Finance Committee Chair Win Gatchalian. It's corruption-free, sabi po ni Senate President Tito Soto, it's squeaky clean. Kayo ho ba'y naniniwala dito?
No, hindi po kami nag-agree that this budget is corruption-free or pork-free, no? Base sa pagsusuri po natin, there's still 218 billion pesos worth of soft pork or the ayuda-based patronage programs in the budget. There's still 150 billion unprogrammed appropriations, even after the 92 billion na veto ng Pangulo. So this is the shadow pork na tinatawag. And yung infrastructure projects, no, not just including the DPWH, ngunit pati na rin ang farm-to-market roads, yung mga irrigation projects, mga health facilities, mga school buildings. This is over 600 billion pesos worth of infrastructure projects that need really close monitoring. So madaling sabihin ng mga politiko na corruption-free or pork-free na to, but I think dapat manggaling po sa taong bayan yung pagdeklara na corruption-free, na totoo talaga ang budget.
Ganon din po yung naging tanong ko kagabi sa interview kay Congressman Toby Tiangco kung kanyang palagay ay corruption-free. Meron ho kasing pangalawang stage po ito, yung pagbalangkas ng budget at pagpasa nito at yung actual implementation, hindi ho ba? Gaya ng sinabi mo, AJ, paano kaya natin malalaman na yung mga nakalaan na pera na iyong in-identify ngayon lamang ay talagang mapupunta sa tamang presyo, sa tamang standards, at sa tamang quality?
Yes, tama. Execution and implementation now is the important step of the process. Yung mga nakaraang budget, it would have been easy for them to declare na wala namang corruption doon. Pero it's in the process of implementation and auditing na nalalaman natin lahat ng irregularities. So actually, ang panawagan po natin, and we wrote a letter to the President directly kay Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, na siya ay dapat mag-issue ng isang executive order kung saan pwede niyang itag yung mga risky at red flag na items and projects because we don't believe na sufficient pa yung sinasabing safeguard provisions. Halimbawa, yung anti-EPAL provisions, wala pang malinaw na reporting mechanisms, walang malinaw, for example, na penalties. So wala talaga siyang pangil kung ganito lang. So I think yung risky items na ito, yung mga soft or ayuda programs, dapat maging mas klaro how people can report yung mga ume-EPAL na politiko at yung mga violators, dapat clear kung ano yung penalty sa kanila. Sa hard projects, dahil may mga geotagging na ngayon, mas clear yung project details sa 2026 budget. Dapat maging heavily involved ang civil society, ang media, ang church-based groups, for example, to monitor these programs. At sa unprogrammed appropriations, the reason na nagiging shadow budget ito ay dahil hindi transparent yung pag-issue ng certification of revenue ng Bureau of Treasury at ng Department of Finance at pati na rin yung utilization ng item level na details ng unprogrammed appropriation. So this really needs to be remedied.
But would you say kahit papano that you are satisfied, the group is satisfied dahil 92.5 billion doon sa unprogrammed appropriations ang vinito ng Pangulo?
I would not say that we're satisfied yet. No? Mahalaga yung konteksto kung saan tayo ngayon. After more than 3 years of abuses, ngayon lang lumabas yung hundreds of billions of pesos worth ng flood control anomalies at hindi lang flood control, yung buong budget of DPWH was called into question. Kaya ang lumabas nga sa BICAM from the 880 billion na budget proposal ng DPWH, ngayon na-slash siya to 530 billion na lamang. So there's a lot of overpricing that used to be part of the budget. Kaya hindi pa rin malinaw sa amin that there was enough done to really cull the patronage and pork in the budget hanggat naging mas malinaw yung mga sistema at yung mechanisms to report the corruption at ma-involve ang taong bayan. I think we're not yet satisfied.
Yung pong sinabi ng Pangulo na yung anti-EPAL, no, hindi na pwedeng mag-distribute o sumama man lang sa distribution, at least that's how I understand it, ang mga politiko dito sa pagbigay ng pondo para sa mga nangangailangan nating kababayan. Is that good enough for you? Is that, I know you mentioned that a while ago, but at least a pronouncement like that, para sa inyo ba, it's a start?
Well, it's just ink on paper sa ngayon. We even see na kulang pa nga siya dahil doon sa provision na nakita namin doon sa BICAM version, wala ngang clear reporting mechanisms, walang clear na penalties. So, madali for a politician to say na, okay, they violated it, pero wala namang consequence iyon sa kanila. And pangalawa, what is really reckless for us ay hindi pa nga tested ito. Hindi pa nasusubukan kung gagana ito. And yet, ang ginawa pa ng Kongreso ng BICAM ay dinoble po nila yung soft pork at triniple pa nila yung mga local pork, mga localized financial assistance to LGUs na nagiging source of patronage and pork din. No? So despite the fact that these programs are still untested, they still recklessly increased all of these funds.
Suportado niyo ho ba yung paghamon sa Korte Suprema hinggil sa unprogrammed funds sa 2026 budget?
Yes, we did have a call early on na dapat i-zero nga yung unprogrammed appropriations dahil nagiging avenue ito for corruption, for insertions, lalo na yung mga flood control anomalous projects, pinapasok ito sa unprogrammed appropriations at the cost of yung mga priority infrastructure projects. No? And very clear na mayroon itong constitutional basis to say na dapat illegal ang unprogrammed appropriations as early as the PDAF ruling from 2013, 2014, and as recent as the 2025 ruling ng Supreme Court on the PhilHealth funds. May mga separate opinion na. Although hindi yun yung main ruling on the unprogrammed appropriations, nag-o-opine na yung mga Supreme Court justices na yung unprogrammed appropriations is unconstitutional by itself. So we support any moves to really file a case against
Siguro
this.
kung matuloy nga ito, AJ, magiging malinaw talaga kung ang unprogrammed appropriations are really illegal or not. Meron din ako nakausap recently na ang tawag dito dati, but it's similar but not exactly the same na pinapayagan ay yung supplemental budget na pinalitan nga dito sa unprogrammed appropriation. So ang aming nabalitaan nga ay merong maghahain rather ng petition sa Korte Suprema para questionin ito sa 2026 budget. So ating abangan. Maraming salamat sa inyong oras. People's Budget Coalition Co-Convener AJ Montesa.